Continuing the wealth creation journey, take responsibility for all your investment results. It's easy to say, oh, my dentist told me, so I bought the share. My driver told me, I sold the share, right? These kind of things. Take responsibility. Whose advice you seek and whose advice you take and whose advice you follow is a very, very important part of the journey of wealth creation. So learning to know from whom to learn is very important. Don't just blame others. Don't blame your mother or father or somebody for your saying, oh, my father told me, so I became an engineer. My mother told me, so I married this woman, right? So people take that kind of excuse for their career, for their marriage, etc. In your wealth creation process, immaterial of who makes the mistake, it is you who is benefiting. It does not matter whether it is luck or fate or whatever. You can blame the whole world, but if you have missed some of the important steps or if you have made mistakes, you will not create wealth. So learn to take responsibility, take action. Don't say I didn't know. If you didn't know, you should have learned. If you knew, you should have implemented. If you procrastinated, it's your mistake. Ultimately, when your portfolio when you look at your portfolio, it's a mirror of your actions. So if you have made mistakes, your fault. If you take responsibility for the mistakes you have made and correct, right? Another important thing is commit what is necessary to succeed in the wealth creation process. So if you have to reduce your weight by an X kilo per month or X grams per week or whatever, you have to take responsibility. You cannot keep eating sweets. You cannot keep eating too much of carbs, not eat enough protein, not exercise, not walk, do nothing, you overeat and say, oh, I want to reduce my weight. It does not happen. You have to take responsibility. Similarly, you have to commit to the big things. The big things could be going for a morning walk, going for a walk immediately after a meal, going to the gym, right? Whatever, taking proteins, doing enough exercises, running, jumping, doing cardio, doing weights, doing muscles, whatever, all that is required to be fit, to increase your strength, increase the muscle ratio. All those steps are important. So similarly, you have to, in wealth creation also, you have to commit all those small steps, big steps, whatever it is to succeed. You have to make sure that you earn well. I don't know how people can escape that. Doing a 5,000 rupee SIP for 20 years is not going to create a crore of portfolio, right? It's going to take a much bigger commitment from you if your target is bigger. If your target is bigger and your time available is shorter, you need to commit more money, right? The commitment of R is from the market. You have no clue on that. N is in your hand, which means how many years that you have go. If a goal is further away, it is easier. But the amount of money that you commit to it and stand committed and not panic during bad times, all that is your contribution to the wealth creation thing. So all that is contributing, committing yourself to small things, big things, whatever it is, but committing yourself and making sure that you stick to all those things, right? So saying, oh, I'm on a very strict diet, but I have a cheat day, and on the cheat day you damage all the good that you have done over the last 6 days. That doesn't work. So be careful about what you're committing. Write down your commitment, stick to it, and then you will be able to create wealth. If you are a person who does not have enough control over the money that you have for spending badly, make it very difficult to reach. Put into plans which have a lock-in, right? If you have a lock-in of 3 years, you won't touch it for 3 years. If you have a plan which has a lock-in for 18 years for your kid, you know that you cannot touch that money till your kid turns 18. So make it hard to reach your money. This is especially true for people who find it very difficult to say, oh, so much money is there, so I need to buy a new TV, I need to buy a new AC, new fridge, new vacation, right? It could be simple eating out experience and say, oh, this is going to cost me 6,000 rupees a meal, but I think it's a fantastic experience. I'm going to go there with my kid. I'm going to go there with my kids, whatever, friends, whatever, and spend that kind of money, and then realize, oh my God, now because of this I'm missing out the EMI. Don't do that. Make your money more difficult to reach. Make sure that you, when you go to the shopping mall without anything in mind, go there without your credit card, so that you go and just mentally shop, and then you say, okay, now I'll go home and bring the credit card and buy it tomorrow. Do that. If it is necessary for you to control your spending. spending. For some people it is not a problem at all, they can control their spending. I have never had a problem, but doesn't mean you will be like that. So if you have a problem, make it difficult to reach your money. Could be anything, could be PPF, could be ELSS, could be a pension plan, could be anything where your money is just locked in. It also helps to lock in your money at a stage in life when you think it will be too much pressure from people asking you to give money and you don't wish to give. Putting your money away in annuity is a fantastic way of making sure that not only you, your spouse or your children, nobody can access that money, and from that you will get a pension. Is it a good product? No, it's not a good product. It's very tax inefficient. You get very poor return, but it is a fantastic way to tell your family that, look, I just can't access this X amount of money, right? So then once your money is more hard to get, there is just no way how people can access it during your lifetime. Even you can't access it, so be careful. Some kind of self-discipline, if you already have, you don't need to, but even then, putting away a small part of your money in a place which is difficult to remove, make sure that you will not remove it unnecessarily. Put it away maybe in NPS and say, oh, I can't, then I have to be worried about I can't remove it. So if I can't remove it, I can't access it, I can't spend it, right? We have spoken a lot about wealth management. One very important thing about wealth management is risk management, and risk is, I've done enough videos on risk. That's a separate playlist, please go and watch them. Very simple thing, good education is a good risk against losing your primary source of income. So if you are a chartered accountant, engineer, whatever, and you have a good qualification, you know that if you lose this job, you'll have another job. Similarly, you need to have medical insurance, critical illness insurance, term insurance for the salary earner or the bread provider, right? So all those risk insurance, I'm not spending too much time here, but the process of wealth creation, risk management is an extremely important part for you to remember, right? Since there are many other videos, I am not talking about risk in a very great way. There is tremendous importance of common sense. Why is it coming so late? Why is it not at the topmost? Beat me. I have no clue why I am not talking about it earlier. But common sense means when the world is selling and trying to tell you that, look, the world is coming to an end, don't believe it. When they are saying the market can never go down, don't believe it. Use your common sense. Equity markets go up, equity markets go down. If you don't require the money over the next 3, 5, 7, 10 years and you understand how to invest, go and pick stocks. If you don't understand how to pick stocks, go and buy the index. If you have good fund managers whom you can trust, go and put money in their schemes, right? So don't worry too much about what will happen over the next 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. If your horizon is 30 years for your financial freedom, you're 22 years of age, at 52 you want to be financially free. It does not really matter as long as you're participating in the equity. Does not matter whether it is mid cap, large cap, small cap, flexi cap, balance advantage fund, multi-asset, does not really matter. See what suits you, what is your personality, start doing an SIP in that, right? And please use your common sense to say, when somebody says, oh, market will give you X huge amount of return, it may not, right? So if the market does not give you that kind of a return, you have to be careful about what will happen. So use your common sense. Don't get carried away by what people tell you. People give all kinds of reasons and all kind of things why market cannot. For example, they'll tell you why HDFC Bank can't go down, and there'll be another set of people who will say why HDFC Bank can't go up. Both may be true in some parts of it, and over 6 years maybe HDFC Bank gives you no return. It will still have a fantastic return over the past 25 years. But last 5 years, if you have not made any money in HDFC Bank, you may be very upset saying, oh, I'll listen to this person. But then in 1 year, it could make up for 4 years or 5 years return. Any of these things could happen. And when I say HDFC Bank, I don't mean only HDFC Bank. This could be true of Reliance, it could be true of Castrol, it could be true of HDFC Bank. The movement is not always like this. The movement could be like this. So you have to be worried as to which part of the cycle you are in. But if you are doing an SIP, you don't have to worry too much about volatility and fluctuation, right? Make your will. This is part of your risk management, making your will so that the money goes to your next of kin by your choice and not by the choice of the government. So that is also very important, getting your documentation right, getting your name right, getting your wife's name right, getting your children's name right in the will and in all the government documents, your PAN card, Aadhaar card, bank account, all being in coordination with KYC for mutual funds, making sure of all that is part of your risk management and of your estate planning, right? Get your basic estate planning, your will, if you want to give a power of attorney, if you want to give a medical power of attorney, right? All those things. It's also important that you have a hobby, because just sitting at home and just doing investments is going to be very difficult, very painful. So it's not a good idea to just manage your own money and do nothing else. If you're too young, maybe you're 35, 40, you could make a mess of it. Maybe you don't need to have more money, maybe you don't need to earn money, but you still maybe need to take longish vacations, etc. Because money management, wealth creation is a very boring, dull job. It will not keep you occupied the whole time. So go get a life, whatever it is, create your own hobbies, do all those things. All this is an important part of wealth creation. Thank you.